Live from KQED News, I'm Natalia Navarro. Wildfires have repeatedly threatened 3 public sleepaway camps owned by the city of Berkeley. Now, as the city considers how to protect them, questions about equity and fairness at the camps are coming into focus. KQED's Annalise Finney reports.
Only a handful of Bay Area cities have public summer sleepaway camps, and Berkeley has a whopping 3. Tuolumne Family Camp, Echo Lake Youth Camp, and Camp Cazadero. The camps are outside of city limits in beautiful natural places. And what makes them different from other summer camps is that they're run with public money and have public oversight. Scott Gelfand has been going to Tuolumne Camp for 38 years.
It's incredible. Changes your whole relationship to nature for the rest of your life.
Gelfand is now the director of Friends of Berkeley Tuolumne Camp, a nonprofit made up of previous campers and staff who raise money for the camp.
When the fire happened, everything changed.
Berkeley's camps, like California generally, have been repeatedly devastated by environmental catastrophe. In 2013, Camp Tuolumne burned down. A few years after that, a landslide destroyed buildings at Camp Cazadero. And while Echo Lake was able to survive the Calder fire this year, there's damage that will have to be repaired. Over the past 5 years, the city has set aside about $5 of its $600 million annual budget to repair environmental damage at the camps. The Parks Department expects to get some of that money back through insurance reimbursements, but not all of it. That spending has raised questions. Here's City Council member Sophie Hahn at a meeting in 2017.
I'm wondering if all these calamities might be giving us an opportunity to see these wonderful, rebuilt, beautiful, awesome facilities accessed more broadly and in a more representative way by our entire community.
For years, the city has been aware that its sleepaway camps haven't benefited the whole community. Here's Berkeley Director of Parks, Recreation, and Waterfront, Scott Ferris.
Berkeley Tuolumne Camp, I think, is largely a white experience, white kind of a middle upper class experience.
The city has been trying to change this. Parks officials say they've increased marketing to communities of color and developed new camp programming. They've also expanded the number of scholarships for lower-income households, which includes many families of color. Many of these changes are promising, but despite the Parks Department's efforts to diversify the summer camps, they don't have data on whether these programs have been successful. That's because the Parks Department doesn't track the racial demographics of campers. On top of that, advocates say it's not enough just to make the camps more well-known and affordable. They need to be culturally accessible to people of color, too. Mika Toll works on diversity, equity, and inclusion as a board member of Friends of Berkeley Tuolumne Camp.
When they actually get there, will that feel like community, or will they feel like they were just invited into another, predominantly white space?
DC Pompey was hired as the manager of Echo Lake Youth Camp in 2019. He says making the camps feel comfortable for everyone begins with making them responsive to new needs.
It's really just taking the time to listen to some of the comments, listen to where are their fears and reservations at? What is their experience like when they go out to canoe?
As the first African-American manager of any of Berkeley's sleepaway camps, Pompey says he hopes his work will inspire other young Black people interested in the outdoors. Camp Tuolumne is set to reopen next summer after 10 years of reconstruction. The Parks Department says the reopening gives the city an opportunity to redefine what a public sleepaway camp can be. Toll will be on the hiring panel for camp staff, and she's dedicated to making the camp feel comfortable for all Berkeley residents.
I want communities of color to reclaim. Berkeley Tuolumne Camp is our space, just as much as it is anyone else's space.
Registration for Berkeley campers and staff recruitment begins this winter. I'm Annalise Finney, KQED News.
More at kqed.org. I'm Natalia Navarro.